The difference between illusion and substance in diplomacy is like the distinction between a handshake and a bear trap, effectively. It's larger a matter of intention, and this week's anticipated Istanbul summit is yet another episode in Vladimir Putin's long running drama of disinformation and delay. Uh, Flirtation, maybe, not even drama, flirtation. Oh, I may come, I may not. The plot's familiar. Putin makes noises about peace, about raising his petticoats, about showing some ankle. And Ukraine responds earnestly, and then the Kremlin continues to bombard civilian infrastructure, stamp on Ukraine, and then totter off into into the hidden recesses of a boudoir. Russia isn't seeking peace. It's seeking a pause while it readjusts its skirts. The difference is vital. Despite Ukraine's call for a 30-day unconditional ceasefire, endorsed by the UK, France, Germany, Poland, and Spain, Russia responded not with silence but with airstrikes on May the 12th. Over 100 drones were launched on Ukrainian cities on the very morning the truce was due to begin. This isn't a misunderstanding, it's a message. And the Kremlin's approach is textbook hybrid warfare. The point is not only to destroy Ukraine militarily, but to discredit it diplomatically. Putin wants to appear reasonable to wavering international audiences, particularly in the global south, while continuing territorial aggression in Donbass, Zaporizhia, and Kherson. This isn't negotiation, it's stagecraft. And by proposing direct talks in Istanbul, Putin has signalled that he's open to discussion. Ooh, I'd like to talk, I'd like to talk. I'll give you a call. But without pausing hostilities, without withdrawing troops, without showing the slightest good faith. That's not a talk. That's a that's a lie. It's the check's in the post. Russia's goal is to lock in de facto gains and extract de jure recognition later. The fantasy is to turn occupied land into leverage at the negotiating table. And what they fear is a process that exposes this duplicity, and that's exactly what the Istanbul summit paradoxically might offer. And with Donald Trump, the so-called peacemaker who's achieved nothing in 100 days, he's vowed to fly to Istanbul if Putin turns up, believing his mere presence might stop the bloodbath. His mere presence might seriously do something. At the moment he's in Saudi Arabia. But he has it wrong. He has it the wrong way round. He's not the condition of Putin's attendance. And he's not the consequence of Putin's attendance. He is the definition that Putin has failed to attend. He is the ticking clock. Were he to show up uninvited, he would he be a broker, or would he just be a backdrop? No, he would be a figurehead. That's the point. Because I don't think Putin will turn up, but if Trump is waiting to see what Putin does before he does anything, then there's no chance of Putin turning up. If Trump says he will be there, then Putin looks particularly stupid. Trump's record on Ukraine is, to be generous, incoherent. On his first 100 days in office, he's demonstrated neither strategic vision nor diplomatic finesse, but he retains presence, and in the theatre of global politics, presence is not nothing. If used wisely, it could expose Russia's bad faith firmly and to the whole world. The irony is that Putin may well not attend, not because he fears Trump, but because he fears what a staged summit might reveal, that Ukraine has shown flexibility while Russia has shown duplicity. Actually, if he doesn't turn up, that's also what it shows. Either way, Zelensky has played this one brilliantly. But it could be played better. It could be, Trump could capitalize on this to his advantage and to the world's advantage by ensuring that he is there too. He's not there to negotiate. He's already demonstrated his ability at negotiation is zero. He is there as a presence. What makes this moment more consequential is the new European unity. For once, the UK, France, Germany, Poland, and the EU institutions are singing from the same hymn sheet. Even if Fizzo and Orban are hiding in Dog's Corner. They have threatened a raft of new sanctions against Russian banks, oil intermediaries, and dual-use technology imports unless Moscow agrees to a ceasefire. They are at last calling Putin's bluff, and this is crucial. Russia is bleeding economically. Inflation above 10%, interest rates at 21%, oil revenues failing, and now even China and India, its largest buyers, are quietly retreating. Russia's pivot east is a pivot to diminished returns. No one's going to buy that pretense anymore. Even within occupied Ukraine, Russian authorities are resorting to looting local property and confiscating Russian citizens' assets abroad. This is not strength, it's fiscal cannibalism. The great danger is that Western leaders, in their desire for peace, mistake choreography for sincerity. Russia hasn't changed its war aims. Putin still wants Ukrainian demilitarization, NATO abandonment, and territorial surrender, terms indistinguishable from capitulation. Trump's bluff, his promise to walk away if talks fail, may well unravel before it's tested. It's not that he will lose face, he already has. It's that he risks granting face to Putin by showing up at all. The Istanbul summit, if it happens, will be a test of Europe's resolve and Ukraine's patience. But it will also expose whether Russia is serious about peace or just playing for time, and whether the West can finally stop indulging the fiction that Russia negotiates in good faith. Until then, the question is not whether Putin wants peace. We know he doesn't. It's how long we'll pretend to believe that he does. Now, the fact that we are prepared to play with that pretense for a while is a demonstration of goodwill. And actually, if enough people can be brought together to play that game, if Trump plays that game too, there is just the slightest possibility that Putin will be humbled into doing the right thing. But if Trump waits, there's not the slightest chance. This isn't only about demonstrating that Putin lies. We know that. This is also about an opportunity to do some good. So there are two options on Thursday. Both options are credible. And Trump's appearance, as he's threatened and as he's promised, in Istanbul would help the matter along enormously. As long as he keeps his mouth shut, relatively.